On Tuesday, November 2nd, the first game is the Bucks beating the Detroit Pistons. Everybody was out from the Bucks, and they still got the win. Chris Middleton got COVID, so he's going to be out for a while, and Jrue Holiday is going to be back. I would say buy low on Jrue Holiday. He's been very disappointing so far, but because he was drafted so high, it will be hard. But I think he'll be pretty solid rest of the year once he comes back and healthy. Giannis in 27 minutes, easy work. He attempted 7 threes. That is an interesting trend from Giannis. So far, Giannis has been huge. 8th ranked player despite the bad free throws. Well, 74% on 8.6 attempt is not as bad as it seems. Averaging 2 blocks, that's huge, and 1.5 threes. So he's trying to. He worked out his 3-pointer for sure over the summer. So good stuff from him. All the other Bucks guys, not really. The only guy that I could be potentially interested is Bobby Portis. If you need some efficiency, some rebounds, Bobby Portis, you could stream him. Last year, for a short period of time, he was putting up like top 80 values, even just playing 20 minutes. Now, with everybody out, he might get a little bit of boost. He just came back from, injury, so that's why, he didn't play over 25. Brook Lopez is also out. So, I could expect him to play 25. It was a foul trouble this game. So, for the short term, if you want to stream Bobby Portis, I think he's the only guy that I really like on this team. For Detroit Pistons, everybody played horribly. Starting with Cade Cunningham. He played one game last week, had 2 points. Didn't do anything. This game, 2 for 14, 6 points. Just really, really bad. I would not drop him. I would give him a few more. You got to give the guy a few more games. Yeah, at this point, what can you do? Maybe buy low, throw somebody at the owner, but he has really great upside, in my opinion. He is the number 1 pick. He's gonna have some efficient. He's just like Jalen Green. He's gonna have some efficiency issues, but his assist number should be at least good. No guarantees with his field goal or number of points, but at least he should be getting some assists and hopefully some defensive stats once he's fully healthy. Killian Hayes got 26. That is interesting. They still give guys like Corey Joseph, Frank Jackson, those guards minutes. If Killian Hayes can get up to 30 minutes, we could go and roster him because he's going to give us assists. He's going to give us steals. And he's also a young guy. They want to develop him, but some of the choices, the rotation choices have been interesting. Isaiah Stewart played 25. Okay, it was a blowout, and he still played 24 minutes. So that's great to see. 8 rebounds and 2 blocks. So if you bought low on him, I think he could be a top 60, 70 guy, depending on how many blocks he get. If he can every 2 blocks, that is no worries. He's top 60, 70 for sure. It doesn't even matter how many points he scored. Jeremy Grant in 9 category leagues. In category leagues, of course. In points leagues, he's probably not that good. Jeremy Grant, 24 minutes. 21 points is good. A steal and a block for threes. Jeremy Grant is somebody that I would potentially look to sell high, if he plays well the next few games. Because I feel like, with Cade Cunningham, also Kelly Olynyk sometimes could be taking minutes away from him. And it depends on how many steals and blocks he get. But I'm not too high on Jeremy Grant this year. Sadiq Bey still played 31 minutes. He only had 4 points, 2 for 13. I would still hold him. And he had 6 offensive rebounds. That is pretty huge. Kelly Olynyk, a hold for now, only played 16. It's possible. It's possible he's only going to get 22-23 minutes moving forward. But if the guy gets 27 minutes a night, he's a must roster. And they give, the rest of the guys, Magruder coming, play 6 minutes. Diallo, Saban Lee, very interesting rotation choice. It's like Grizzlies, everybody gets some minutes. So it doesn't do us fantasy players any favors, giving everybody minutes. The next game, the Miami Heat, just another way The Heat are rolling right now. Let me check the NBA standings. Yeah, they're 6-1. The Bulls are 6-1. The Knicks are 5-2, and the Sixers, despite all the troubles, they started off decently okay. Jimmy Butler. Look, I think Jimmy Butler could be a top 10 guy. If he can get a top 5 guy back, like if I can get Harden, I will still do the trade for Jimmy, of course. If you're pounding threes, it might be a different story. He's the number 2 ranked player, and if you're pounding threes, you probably just want to keep him anyways. But if you're not, I look to trade. Like if I can get you, nobody's gonna trade you Jokic or Curry, I suppose. Harden really is the only one, and I still think Karl Anthony Towns is gonna be better than Jimmy. So I'll look to trade. Really look to. He's averaging 2.9 steals. That's not sustainable. 25 points, probably not, and 51% from the field also. Bam. PJ Tucker played high minutes, but we can leave him everywhere. Bam. This year he took 18 shots and Tyler Hero took 20. Because Kyle Lowry is there, Bam will not be averaging 4 or 5 assists. It looks like at the moment. Who knows? It might come back. So, good or bad. We drafted Bam expecting him to give us some assists, steals, and blocks because he's high usage offensively. The defensive stats have not been good. But just gotta be a little bit patient with Bam. I think the defensive stats at least gonna come around. Offensively, he's gonna put up close to 2010 this year. Kyle Lowry, great game. Where's Kyle Lowry's ranking? Yeah, he's already ranked 70th, despite averaging 10.7 points. So if that goes up to 15 points, that's at least top 60. 2.2 threes, he could even do better than that. 7.5 assists is really high. Maybe he could maintain that. And 1 steal is low for Kyle Lowry. So, I could be looking at another, top 50, 60 finish easily for Kyle Lowry. Mainly due to his 7.5 assist. Tyler Hero, great shooting, 25 points. I think it's a good, sometimes in fantasy people overvalue points a decent amount. So if you can get him for a multi-category guy, I would. But I think Tyler Hero is going to average 19. Possibly even 20 points. Playing that 6-man role. So that's great. So far, he's 59th ranked player. Points and threes. He's averaging 22 at the moment, shooting 47%. Both a bit high, but 20 points is reasonable. And averaging 0.1 steals. So if he can get that up to 0.8, he could potentially make a push to the top 50, but I would look at him as a top 70, 80 guy. Like a Malik Beasley last year. But he's a good rebounder and assist, actually. So if the defensives go up just a tiny bit, he'll be inside the top 50. Either way, I think he's a bit sell high. But Miami Heat looking good, making a couple trades in the offseason. Getting rid of a lot of guys, because they had a lot of guards, I remember, from last year. Now it's pretty clear. Everybody roll on this team. For the Mavericks, Porzingis is still out. I think it's you could go buy low on Porzingis really low, throw him on top 80. I don't even know top 80, 90 guy is really low. You could do Wendell Carter Jr. plus somebody else for him. But that's the thing. Play 2 games, out for back issues, out for a week and a half. Just don't, I'm not even sure he would play 50% of the remaining games. So if he comes back, plays well, I would look to get any top 40, top 40 guy back. You're not going to get top 20, 30 guy because, his blocks. Excuse me. Okay. For the Mavericks, in the short term, you could stream Dorian Finney-Smith, even though he was getting 30 minutes anyways. Dwight Powell's minutes go up a few minutes with Porzingis out. But, Mavericks team, nobody's that good fantasy-wise other than Luka, who put in 33 points. That's great. 5 assists. Oh, man, Luka has been disappointing. He's the 90th ranked player. My God. I think all the counting stats that's the thing, because Luka was getting drafted so high first round. You're not gonna trade him for a second round guy. I don't think anybody's gonna give you that. He's averaging 24 points, so that's low. I think that's lower than he should be averaging 25, 26, 27. 1.9 threes is low. 7.7 rebound is low. 7.1. Like, all the counting stats could go up from here, and the efficiency could go up here from him. So if you can buy low, try it. It will be hard. Jalen Brunson, 30 minutes. Yeah, let's go pick him up. He played 30 minutes this game. Had 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Also a sell high. Package him for these type of players. 1-for-1 is kind of hard. You gotta do a package deal, 2-for-3, 1-for-2s, to trade them. You gotta trade to a team that's maybe very like top heavy, that they need some depth. So you try to make those trades. Before you send a trade request, you gotta make sure that it makes sense for both teams. All right, let's talk about the next team. Sorry, just gotta. Okay, the next game, the Kings losing to the Jazz. Let's look at Kings. Harrison Barnes continue to score at an unbelievable rate. Where is Barnes? Yep, he is still ranked 18th ranked player. Any top 40, 50 guy, I wouldn't think twice. A realistic, Harrison Barnes for, I'd probably do Harrison Barnes for Buddy Hield if I like those threes. Harrison Barnes for Yvonne Mobley. All those trades I think make Harrison Barnes for Tyrese Halliburton. If you could do that in category leagues, that would be huge. Because Tyrese's counting stat is not sexy at all. 12 points, 3.6 rebound, 5.3 assists. I mean, that's around the production, but he give you assists, steals, and really good efficiencies. Although so far he hasn't been that great. But those are the trades that I would do, and I wouldn't think twice. No defensive stats. He was minus 16. I think he does this every season, does he? Harkless, 30 minutes, a steal and 2 blocks. He could be a defensive streamer. That's it. Rochelle Holmes, he had an injury, knee injury, and came back. Still very solid. If the guy is just top 30 in 9 category leagues. In points leagues is a completely different story. Tyrese Halliburton, we were just talking about him. Pretty good game, 14 points. Took 16 shots, so that's great to see. A steal and 2 blocks. Wanted to see, getting more assists, more rebound, more points. But even just 12, 13 points with good efficiency is good enough. Like, that's top 50, 60, given his defensive stats. De'Aaron Fox remains to be a buy low. If your team is punting a bunch of efficiency categories, 4 for 15, 13 points. He fouled out as well, 6 personal fouls. De'Aaron Fox has not been himself. He's ranked outside of 200, but the counting stats still good, man. Like 7 assists, 1.5 steals, 20 points should not be an issue. Those should be not an issue. And look at Davion Mitchell. Played 30 minutes, had 18 points. I would look to sell high if you can get anybody to buy it. I think it would be still tough to hold him in 12-team leagues. Buddy Hield, we were just talking about him as well. 5 threes. This guy does it every game. He could average 4 threes pretty easily, and he's gonna struggle, and he doesn't really offer anything else. But those 3s and points still good. He's better than Bogdanovic due to his pure volume of threes. For the Jazz, they got the win. Bogdanovic, 7 for 11. Where's Bojan? He's 105. I mean, like 100 guy. in the playoffs, for sure, is a guy expandable. You just drop it. If you don't need threes, versus your opponent. Royce O'Neal, he was getting a lot of defensive stats. This game 0-0. If you want the defensive stats and rebound, he's still a good streamer at least. Rudy Gobert is a sell high, but again, in category leagues, well, despite him playing so well, he's only just a 25th ranked player, averaging 16 points, but 17.6 rebound is not sustainable. 72% from the field is also very, very high. So, this is one of the situations you could actually, make a trade with a different team and make both teams better. If you're already winning rebounds, right, or you don't, you would still be strong with rebound if you trade Rudy Gobert, or you just decided to pound rebound, because even if you got Rudy Gobert, your rebound is still not competitive. So you gotta trade him to get multiple categories back. Trade him for a guard, get multiple category back. Trade for him for Chris Paul. To boost that assist and turnover, even assist, turnover, and steals. So those are the sort of things you could try to do to really change your team in category leagues. Donovan Mitchell, his best game so far. This is one of the Donovan. I think he tweaked his ankle, so I don't know if he's gonna miss some games, but he should be okay. So after this game, he's averaging 25 points. So that's good. Still struggle shooting from the field a little bit. 41.6% now. This game obviously good. I honestly would expect him to take over 20 field goals. 20 field goals. Like Bradley Beal is the guy that I could think of, and then Donovan Mitchell probably just take a lot of field goals. What else? Just get guys on a bad team. I think that's it. Maybe Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. But Celtics got some weapons. But, either way, good game from Donovan. And one thing I want to point out is, so far this season, he's averaging 1.4 steals. If he can average 1.4 like he did in the rookie season, he'll be a top 40 guy pretty comfortably, despite him shooting the ball pretty poorly. Like, if he pounding field goal, like top 20 easily. Joe Ingles played 26 minutes. Yeah, Mike Conley, it's got to be a sell high. They play the Kings, so... gotta be a sell high for Mike Conley. He's gonna miss a bunch of games. And Mike Conley, where is his rank? Yeah, he's ranked 57th. I mean, if you can get all the guys, like if you can trade him for Chris Middleton, can trade him for, even Tyrese Halliburton, Anthony Edwards. Just look at the rankings now. I will be doing those trades pretty comfortably. Kyle Lowry. Him and Kyle Lowry kind of in the same boat, except Kyle Lowry probably a bit healthier. But yeah, all those guys I will look to trade Mike Conley. Hassan Whiteside played 15. He's a good rebound streamer. Even just in 15-6 minutes, he's pulling down 7-8 rebounds and some blocks. So in 15 minutes of time, Hassan Whiteside is worth streaming if you need some big man stats for the week, especially they got a back-to-back or Rudy Gobert is out. Jordan Clarkson, 1 for 13. He was just horrible. I wouldn't blame you if you drop him. But I feel like he's one of those guys. He's gonna be out, gonna be on a lot of people's rosters on your team. Everybody's gonna get a taste of Jordan Clarkson this season if they need points and threes. All right, the next game, the Phoenix Suns beating the New Orleans Pelicans. Everybody's out. Zion. There was some reports saying Zion Williamson, and having some communication issues with the team. Not communication issues. Having some issues with the team because the team didn't diagnose him properly or something like that. So we don't know when Zion is going to be back. So that's tough for Zion owners. You obviously hold if you got an IR. Even without an IR, you probably got to hold. The guy is going to average 27, 28 points. In the meanwhile, Josh Hart, we got to stream this guy. We have to stream him. He's with everybody back and healthy, with Brandon Ingram is also out there at the moment. But with Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson coming, once they come back, Josh Hart is going to be that sixth man. He could still be getting 25 minutes, but for now he's getting 30, so we must roster him. He's a huge rebounder, and 2 threes, 9 rebounds, 16 points is good enough. Valanciunas, man, I want to say a sell high, but he could be a top 30 guy this season. So you're not gonna get any top. To be honest, I think people in the league probably won't give you a top 25 or 30 guy back. So if you can't get equal value back, because I could see him be top 30 this year. If you can't get equal value back, then don't trade him. Like, his floor is top 50. Like, he should be a top 50. The only concern is Zion comes back and if he's getting this level of minutes, top 30 is not. I mean, it's not crazy. He is what is he at? Yeah, 10th ranked player. 20 points, 14.5 rebounds with the elite efficiency. I mean, 90% from the free throw is high, but even that drops, he's very comfortably top 30. Again, if you can get top 20 guy back, I would. The price got to go up. The better he plays, and Zion Williamson still a couple weeks out, so I would try to trade for him for a top 30 guy when Zion is around the corner of coming back. But who knows? I mean, he might still put up this level of production. It's really about the minutes. He played 36 minutes this game. Nikhil Alexander-Walker, 30 minutes. Don't drop him yet, guys. I mean, not yet. Don't drop him. Just don't drop him. 10 points, 2 steals, 2 threes. Played pretty bad, minus 16. Devontae Graham, you got a pound field goal when you get this guy. But if he brings in 4 steals, you cannot complain. He's giving you, the threes, the assists. Yeah, I mean, he's the 50. I mean, probably a sell high, 58th ranked player, averaging 1.8, shooting 37%. If you punting field goal, I would if the owner is like, fuck this guy, trolling my field goal every week, I would look to buy him. 5.3 assists is good, 17 points. He could average 17 points, 16, 17 points. Although, a couple guys were out, maybe more of a 15 points, 5.5 assist guy. But yeah, if I'm pounding field goal, I look to trade for him. For the Phoenix Suns, Mikal Bridges played 41 minutes. I don't know why they play him such high minutes, but good stuff. But man, no defensive stats. I know Mikal Bridges is a new man this year. So far, 81st ranked player, averaging again disappointing 0.7 steals. He had 2 steals the first game, and then the steals just not there. If he cannot average 1.5, it's hard for him to crack the top 50. But he's giving you efficiency and points this game at least. Jay Crowder, a streamer, and put out pretty good line this game. Ayton was out this game, so JaVale McGee came in and played 20. If Ayton continues to be out, we gotta stream JaVale McGee for a rebound and blocks and field goal. And for Kaminsky came in and played 20 minutes. If Ayton is out, those 2 guys we gotta look to stream both. Devin Booker, another pretty bad game from him, to be honest. 18 points, 8 rebounds. A steal and a block is nice, but where is Devin Booker at? Yeah, very, very disappointing. 85th ranked player. You just want to see him, in category leagues, at least push for top 60. Just 22 points. Maybe a buy low for Devin Booker if you don't care about the low defensive stats. 2.8 turnovers at least. That's better. That's better. He was averaging 4 turnovers before. Chris Paul, wow. Chris Paul's got to be a sell high, man. Where is he at? 24th ranked player, averaging 30 points. Yeah, I mean, I see Chris Paul averaging 15. 0.8 threes is actually even low for him. He took 0 threes this game. But 11.8 assists is not like realistically, 15 points and 9 assists. That's for Chris Paul. I think due to his elite efficiencies, could be per game basis top 30, top 35. But I feel like he's gonna miss a bunch of games or maybe not go as hard. 2 steals is also crazy high for Chris Paul. But regardless, it's really, really good game. I'll look to sell Chris Paul high after this game. Some of the target, like if I can sell Chris Paul for what's his name, Fred VanVleet. Obviously, I don't care about field goals, of course. Like I would absolutely do it. Let's talk about the last game of the night. The Rockets made it close with the Lakers. I mean, Lakers. I mean, they I think they beat Rockets the other night. They're the third in the Western Conference, actually 5-3. But they play some crappy teams. Rockets specifically. Did they play them back to back? I think they did. They played them on Sunday. So 2 of those wins don't really count. For the Rockets, Jason Tate, 20 points, a steal and 2 blocks, 2 threes. I mean, he's very inconsistent. If you want to stream him, like on the Rockets, Kenyon Martin Jr., if the guy gets 30 minutes, if he gets 28 minutes, I think we could look to roster him. But a bunch of guys were out, like Eric Gordon was out. Who else was out? Daniel House. I would just check. I would monitor Kenyon Martin Jr.'s minutes. Like he's a better fantasy guy than Jason Tate given the minutes. As we see, like he gets a bunch of blocks, so that's what makes him intriguing. Christian Wood played 37 minutes. Kevin Porter played 40. Wow. Christian Wood, 26 and 16, a monster game. 3 threes versus AD, and Lakers front court. That's pretty impressive, to be honest. But 1 for 5 from the free throw line. If I'm punting free throws, I'll look to buy Christian Wood. Because in 9 category leagues he's ranked 87th because his free throw is bad. But I would like spend a top 50 guy for Christian Wood if I'm punting free throws. His value goes up a lot. He's gonna average 20 and 10 with 2 threes, a bit blocks, with okay field goal. So and low turnovers, of course. The Rockets rookie, I think the correct way to pronounce his name is Şengün. Finally got his first start, but too bad it was against the Lakers. Şengün had 6 points, 5 turnovers, 1 steal, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. The guy has huge upside. This game he started because Daniel Theis was out. Who knows? He might continue being the starter. So don't drop him. Of course, we don't know how good he's gonna be. But big man, if they just get a few blocks, and for him, he gets steals, his rank is gonna skyrocket, very very quickly. Şengün, where's his rankings? I mean, his ranking is pretty bad, 166, averaging 2.3 steals and just 0.4 blocks. But the guy should have good upside, so hold on to him tight. And the fact that he started, played 26 minutes, obviously Theis was out. It's good. Kevin Porter Jr. Oh boy, he played 39 minutes. He turned the ball over 5 times. Okay, let's see his ranking. Yeah, he's not even ranked inside of 200. That's how bad he is in 9 category leagues. But if you just close your eyes, now look at his efficiency, it's great. Just focus on the rebound, assists, steals, and blocks, right? 11 points is not bad. So, if I'm pounding efficiencies, I mean, I probably like Kevin Porter Jr. over Jalen Green, to be honest with you. Jalen Green is just as bad. Is he ranked inside of 200? Where's Jalen? Yeah, both guys are not, just their efficiencies are so bad. They both need to be rostered, of course. You have to pound. For Kevin Porter Jr., you probably want to pound field goal and turnovers for sure. With Jalen Green, 24 points is impressive. 5 threes, good efficiency, but didn't really do it. Like Kevin Porter Jr. is a point guard, so I don't see Jalen Green getting 5-6 assists a game. So it's about like how many defensive stats can he get. I think Josh Lloyd, a couple of guys were talking about compare him to Anthony Edwards last year. That's a fair comparison. Except can Jalen Green get those defensive stats Anthony Edwards was getting last year? Anthony Edwards last year averaged 1.5 steals and almost to 1 block. Let me fact check myself. I don't know. Jalen Green can do that. I think Edwards was, he probably way more athletic. Although Jalen Green is pretty athletic himself. Oh, sorry. He did not average 1.5. He averaged 1.1 steals and 0.5 blocks. Okay. But for the time he started, I think for a good stretch of time, he was averaging 1.5. But anyways, the thing I care about most is monitor his defensive stats. Otherwise, if he pops off, I look to trade him. For the Lakers, LeBron questionable coming in. LeBron and AD gonna get questionable tags a lot for every back-to-backs I expect. And 10 assists, that's great for LeBron. I don't expect him to get a lot of assists this season. And I really, after games like this, I really look to trade LeBron for, any top 25 guy, to be honest. Like if I can't get trade LeBron for Shea, I would. If I can't trade LeBron for Donovan, Donovan had a pretty good game last night. If I can trade LeBron for Bam, Vucevic, like all those guys, I probably would do it for all of them. Where is LeBron? LeBron's ranking's got to be pretty high at the moment. On per game basis wise, where is LeBron? Yeah, he's 11th ranked player. So try to trade any top 15 or 20 guy back. AD, great game. This is one you want to see: 2 steals and 3 blocks, 27 points. But the free throws. I remember against the Heat in the finals, he shot like 90% from the free throw line, like close to 90%. That year he was 85 plus. This year he's the 17th ranked player, averaging 25 points, 11 rebounds. So everything's good, but only 0.9 steals. He got 2 this game, obviously, so that's good. And 72% from the free throw line. So if you drafted AD and expect him to go back to his free throw, looking like now it probably won't go back, so that's disappointing. So free throw is what's holding him back to be a top 5 guy. I'm pretty sure if he's 85 plus, he'll be close to top 5, and if he bring up his steal back to 1.5, he is top 1, 2. So those 2 categories are holding him back. Everything else is great. Russell Westbrook, 27 points, 9 rebounds. People panic Russell Westbrook the first game. Look at him now. This game, to be fair, they did play a bad Rockets team. So, his efficiency was great. And only 3 turnovers. And Carmelo Anthony, coming off the bench, played 30 minutes. If you need points and threes, I don't think there's a better guy out there for in category leagues. Like guys like Tim Hardaway Jr., Duncan Robinson, they're not like Melo coming off the bench purely just catch and shoot, playing alongside LeBron and Russell Westbrook. Those guys are really looking to get Melo some shots. He only took 9 this game. Good efficiency and played 30 minutes. They really need some offense. So his role on this team is pretty secure. He probably doesn't offer you anything else, so he's not a must roster by any means. But if you need those 2 categories, you gotta stream Carmelo. He's the best. He's 45th ranked player. Averaging 3.4 threes right now. If you can get any value back for Carmelo Anthony, any top 70 value. If you can get Evan Fournier for Carmelo Anthony, I probably would do it. If you can get Wendell Carter Jr. for Carmelo, I don't think anybody's going to do it, but just some thoughts. Yep, that's it, guys. See you guys tomorrow.